I'm an island boy, just an island. Oh, hey there, I'm the MadCatster, and am I glad to see you here? Well, there's a quote attributed to Andy Warhol that says, in the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes. Nobody embodies that quote more than the TikTok sensation, the Island Boys, whose meteoric rise in the ranks of social media has been followed by a sordid and quick descent into practically oblivion at this point. We're going to talk about some of the grossness and some other weird stuff going on with the boys at the moment. I guarantee you do not know the whole story, so buckle up and let's go. So I'm here with Sybil the Enforcer. Sybil's feeling much better today. She was in a lot of pain. Her darn mouth has been bothering her again, but we went to the vet, and even though she complains the whole way, she's always glad afterwards, but she's purring away. Anyways, please subscribe, you guys. We would really appreciate that. So before we get started, I want to say a very special thank you to Robert, who bought me a coffee from Buy Me a Coffee, which the link is down below in the description, as is the cat's wish list from Amazon. So Robert, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But let's talk about the Island Boys. This story is so bizarre and gross that I need some Coke before we get started. Coca-Cola, you cheeky weirdo. Mr. Shady's been sober for 22 years. Get your mind out of the gutter. Anyway, so the Island Boys are Frankie Venegas and Alex Venegas, and they are 22 years old now. Believe it or not, even though they look so much alike, they're actually fraternal twins, which I thought was weird because I thought they were identical. They took on stage names. One of them is known as Kodiyakkred, and the other one is known as Flyysoulja. Well, back in October 2021, the Island Boys came roaring onto the TikTok scene with their viral freestyle Island Boys song, which they were performing while sitting in their hot tub in Florida.
And I'm an island boy. I'ma keep it like an island boy. I'ma keep it like an island boy.
The video went viral. It got over 9 million views. They started getting media attention, of course. They subsequently were offered a record deal, which inexplicably they turned down. They did later go on to make a music video of the song, and everyone knows them basically from that Island Boys song. Well, just a couple months later, in December 2021, they went on the Impulsive podcast, and while they were talking about their fame and everything and all of their bling, one of the Impulsive podcast's crew had the audacity to suggest to the Island Boys that they should think about what they're going to do financially in the future if things don't work out, and suggesting they could possibly turn their jewelry and other bling into some kind of a retirement fund.
What if it doesn't work out and now you just got this hair and these face tats?
But we had this before. People been saying this before I was a bum. And
how old are you? 20?
20 years old.
Before what?
When I was a bum.
High school? What are you talking about?
No. When I was 18 years old, I just started not so long ago. When I was 18 years old, living in the middle of Palm Beach in the ghetto. And by the way, we're the only ones in Palm Beach County that got permanent Johnny Dang teeth in Palm Beach.
You should hit up Guinness Book of World Records. I think if God forbid it doesn't go in your guys' direction, for real, I think you guys take all of your jewelry assets and invest it in something. So you guys will never ever be broke again. So I don't think there's ever gonna be a broke situation. But I'm saying, like, if you guys
jewelry, it can't be worth that much, man. I don't think you're gonna flip that into a retirement.
No, you could definitely flip their jewelry into a down payment or something, for sure.
Let me tell you something.
That wasn't like a hate shot.
I don't need financial advice when I probably make more money than you.
All right, I'm not scared of you guys either.
Okay, so just keep it like that. Feel me?
I'm gonna step in for a second.
George,
hold on.
I was giving you nice advice, bro.
I agree with that.
I mean, it was really weird. And he probably shouldn't be giving them financial advice, but they were extremely offended. I don't think it was because he was trying to give them financial advice. It was because he had the audacity to suggest that maybe their fame was not going to last forever. Can you imagine that? Subsequently, the Island Boys, after they had produced their song, they were invited to perform in Miami, and things did not go very well.
And I'm just trying to make it, or I'm an island boy. I put my vest on, yeah. Hey, I'm an island boy. I'm gonna do it staring at the sun. I've been really at the food gazing, trying to be the greatest, trying to be the finest.
So the crowd did not receive them well, and eventually the crowd began booing them, and finally they left the stage in anger and probably in shock because they couldn't understand why people weren't already sick of the Island Boys song. You know, and good for them for having capitalized on their viral moment. That's awesome. But from what I could see and what I've read, they haven't exactly been putting that money in the bank. There was a quote from their former manager who allegedly said that they were broke, that they don't own any of the cars they have, that they're renting a house, which you would have thought they could have parlayed this into enough money to at least buy themselves either a house or a condo, right? But of course, young people who suddenly find themselves flush with cash don't think that the success is ever going to stop, and they blow all their money, and it's sad, but it's a cycle that's repeated so much. So there were other controversies that sprung up. One of the Island Boys' former girlfriends alleged DV. That was leaked out from a No Jumper podcast. Then they recently, well, we'll get to the really gross stuff in a second, but recently they were being interviewed by Aiden Ross, and one of them flashed himself on video, which is kind of gross. But as their fame has started to wane, which inevitably we could all probably foresee that this is what was going to happen, they have been desperately, in my opinion, been seeking other avenues for raising revenue. And this is where the gross stuff comes in. So they started an OF. You know what I'm talking about. We can't use the full name because YouTube does not like that. And much to everybody's horror and shock, they have on several occasions filmed themselves making out. There's a word for that in the media sphere. It starts with twin and ends with cest. So, yeah, there was that. But even worse, they started posting all of these graphic videos of themselves doing all kinds of things that I'll spare you the details. Then, all of a sudden, with all of this newfound attention, albeit for what I think is the wrong reason, and after their disgusting grab for some headlines, which they got, let's be fair, it worked. One of them, the one who's known as Flyysoulja, came out of the closet. And this is where I kind of went, okay, there was a suggestion that kissing his brother made him gay, which reminds me of another media personality.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
And of course, nothing makes you gay. And if it's really true, I applaud him, because in the social media image that they've tried to create for themselves, that's kind of goes against the grain of what they've been trying to portray themselves as. But if it's true, great. Then I was reading that some people are actually questioning it. They're wondering if this is just something that he's saying because they're trying to gain even more publicity. I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing to say for publicity, but I think that there's some people also that don't want to believe it if it is true. And that's kind of a shame that there are still people in certain areas of the media that don't want to believe that artists, I use that term loosely, such as the Island Boys, could actually be gay. Can you imagine that? How is that possible? Not to mention the fact that this brother also has a child, and you know, this is what kills me. I love when it usually comes from the right wing. Somebody will come out of the closet and they'll go, but he has a child, he can't be gay. It's like, what? I'm sorry. Where did you get that impression that for some reason you could come out of the closet and have had a heterosexual relationship? After all, we're socialized that way, and yet some of us still. But whatever the truth is, and if it is a publicity stunt, that's kind of gross too, and shame on you if it is. If it isn't, good for you, but I don't think any of us is surprised that the Island Boys were a flash in the pan. I mean, come on. The only thing that really blew up for them was that song. That was it. Now, you cannot ride that forever. And they didn't seem to have something to follow it up with. I mean, usually when you have something go viral like that, you try to come up with something to follow up with to keep the momentum going. And it just seems like they sort of had this flash of success and then decided we're just going to like splash out and we're just going to be making the rounds of the podcasts and trying to keep the media attention on us without actually providing any kind of content to fill in the gaps and try to keep that momentum going. And of course, they're on the decline now. And it's, in my opinion, I believe that their actions show that clearly they're now trying to shake things up and regain some attention. And I think it's attention for the wrong reasons in terms of the, the making out stuff. But anyways, let me know what you think down below. Some of you may not even know who the Island Boys are, although if you follow social media, you probably do. Let me know down below. Did you know who they were? Are you surprised that their 15 minutes of fame seems to be drawing to a close? Let me know. But I also want to talk to you guys about my second channel that I had said I was getting ready to launch. Well, I did put together the whole concept. I got everything ready. I had gotten the branding of it all set. I made my first video, did my research, and sat down, and then it just hit me that I wasn't excited about it. It didn't seem to me to be anything that was kind of original, that was really gonna grab people's attention. But I've come up with a completely different concept of something that merges two things that I really enjoy and that I'm interested in. And part of that sort of brings me partly into, there's a cobweb on my microphone. Now look, I know it's been 9 days since I posted a video, but come on, a cobweb, it hasn't been that long. Anyways, that brings me to why I haven't made a video in the last 9 days. Part of it was because my job had me in court every single day. And when I say in court, I don't mean down the street. I mean like 2.5, sometimes 3 hours in each direction to get to the court, which means leaving at the butt crack of dawn and taking up my entire day. And let me tell you, when you get up that early and you leave, people who do that every day, God bless you. But I'm a night owl. I cannot get up early. And let me tell you, when I get home from one of those days, I'm just exhausted. But the other thing that I've been doing this past week is going gangbusters on trying to finish renovating my kitchen, because it ties into part of my new second channel. And I'm not going to give you away any more than that. It's just, remember, it combines two things that I love. So that'll give you something to think about. But believe it or not, I am actually do have a modicum of skill. I've done everything in my new kitchen, from installing the cabinets to, which also involved building or converting a couple, because my cabinets, I repurposed some solid wood cabinets from my mom's house. They're 45 years old, but can you believe that the quality, because they're solid, I mean solid wood. I mean no particle board, no plywood, nothing. It's solid wood. So when she renovated her kitchen a few years ago, they were going to throw those into the dumpster. And I said, wait a minute. And believe it or not, they're very classic style cabinets. So they, with the complete makeover that I've given them, they look great. They look like brand new cabinets. And you'll see soon, I hope. But I've done the cabinets. I'm going to be installing the flooring myself. I've put in the appliances. I've painted. I'm going to be doing the entire backsplash myself. The only thing I'm not going to do is the countertops, because I may have talents and skills, but stone cutting isn't one of them. So that's the one thing I will let the professionals come in and do. But I'm going to have a beautiful new kitchen, which it's getting there. It's close. And I've been working at every night, even though I've been tired. I've been doing that instead of recording videos. So please forgive me. I'll let you know more about my new channel shortly. Thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to all of our Patreon patrons. Thank you to our channel members. You guys, your monthly support means so much. You know, like I said, I just took Sybil back to the vet. And, you know, I've got several of the cats need to get over there for some checkups because they're getting a little up there, and I want to get blood work done to make sure that they're okay, because cats are known for like not exhibiting signs of illness until it's really bad. And so I always get nervous with the old ones that, you know, there could be something wrong and I'm just not able to see it because they're hiding it so well. So the blood work will usually tell me if there's anything wrong. Your support, you guys, every month, it really means a lot. Thank you so much. I love all of you. Take care of yourselves, love one another, and I will see you in the next one.
Pretty please. Subscribe, like, and hit the bell. I get a treat for every new sub. Thank you.